Mod queen, mod boss, hold the line. Alexandra, kick your G, power redefined. Melissa, water, love, kindness in the storm. Jay Rizzle strikes, crypto artist born. Duality, see, not of this world. Alien truths in the waves unfurled. Jesus saves, blessings light the path. Heart throws the horns, thunder in the blast. Maybe a band-aid, rhythm breaks the cage. All set, grinding, eat the charts with rage. Kelly the caliphate stomps through the hate. Together we rise, together we shake. We wave riders, we ride or we fall. Wave riders, united we come through fire, through shadows we'll always remain. Ride on the wave, let it carry our name. In midnight echoes neon in the sky. Future in our veins, we were born to defy. Silent in the build, then the break comes loud. Wave riders forever, we stand unbowed. Legends on the crest never fade away. Crypto tide rising, we seize the day. Deep in the current, we bend but don't break. Together we rise, together we quake. We wave riders, we ride or we fall. Wave riders, united we come through fire, through shadows we'll always remain. Ride on the wave, let it carry our name. We wave riders, wave rider we fall. Wave riders, united we come through fire, through shadows we'll always remain. Ride on the wave, let it carry our name. Wave riders, our names in the tide, forever alive. Wave riders. Wave riders, we ride or we fall. Wave rider we fall. Wave rider we riders, we rider alive. Forever alive.
Welcome to Lunar Beaches Crypto. We ride the waves of the crypto market all the way to the moon. Thank you for being here. I appreciate every single one of you for joining me tonight. And I will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Good night. Bye. Just kidding. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Thank you for being here. Oh, welcome to Lunar Beaches Crypto, where we ride the waves of the crypto market all the way to the moon. Or we just walk sideways. We just crab it. Because that's all that we are doing currently. We're just crabbing. We're just crabbing along. Just a little chop, 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 chop. Just crabbing. Hope you're doing well this evening. Thank you for being here. It is Tuesday, I think. Yes. It is Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025 at 9:05 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you for joining me. Let's go ahead and say good evening to everybody before we just jump into the charts, because it's TA Tuesday, you know. That's what we do. What's going on, Alexandra G, Mod Boss, Mod Queen, Mod God. Thank you for being here, Alexandra G, and pinning that Discord link in the chat. I do appreciate you for that. Thank you very much. Don't forget to join the Discord. Stuff's gonna be popping soon. I have a feeling. We'll see. We've got Trade Intuition, T.I. Joe, Bingo and a Bango. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well this evening. All set. Good evening. Good evening. We've got Harp with the metal horns. What's going on? Duality C, Alien Eyes. Okay, we've got that. We've got JB Hulk Smash. What's going on? Hulk Smash, how you doing? Kelly the Caliphant, what's going on, Kelly? Everyone on the couch today, catching all the lives. Hey, what's going on? Thank you for being here, Kelly. I think that might be it for now. That be it for now. All right. David, what's up with the moon cycle? When does it become bullish? Good question. Let's go over here to the charts. So yeah, if you guys want to request any kind of indicators that we can go over, throw them in the chat and I will go over them, because I want to do some more community focused stuff, request, and because it makes my job a little bit easier when I have something to go off of. Not that this is really a job. I'm just here streaming with you guys, hanging out with you guys, really, and just sharing my personal ideas. None of this is financial advice. I do not and have never shilled any crypto ever. So there you go. I just don't shill this stuff. Apulia, how you doing? Apulia, thank you for being here. Good evening. Can you look at Litecoin today? It's at a nice price. All right, one question at a time, Kelly. Let's take a look at the, well, first let's just do a quick rundown real quick. All right, so Bitcoin did come down. It did sweep the Monday low. Okay, so we did get a sweep of the Monday low. Let's zoom in a little bit here. I got to do that more often as well. So yeah, we swept the Monday low right here, and we just kind of consolidated on top of that. I mean, really, we need to see some continuation like today. That would be very nice if we don't get a full just push back into this weekly fair value gap and get a close above the midpoint of that fair value gap at about $113,800. Then I don't know, man. I still am looking at these lows. You can see them better on like a 4-hour. Let's go do that. Yeah, I'm looking more at these lows still as potential downside targets in this 4-hour order block. So just been watching this watching this closely. And is there anything? Let's get rid of the not MCB real quick. Let's just do something very basic. Let's do an RSI. How about that? Very basic. Okay. So we do have bullish divergence here on the 4-hour. Does that mean buy now? No. No, it does not. And it never will. That's not what that means. But it does mean that we could see a potential reversal. Now we also have a more higher time frame hidden bullish divergence. And that is just when you do the other way around. So there's a few different types of divergences. We've got, let's just go ahead and draw this out. So for bullish divergences, you're looking specifically at supports at lows on the price and the oscillator. Now for a bullish divergence, for just a standard bullish divergence, you want to see price putting in a lower low. Whoops. And for your oscillator, the support on your oscillator, so the lower side of your oscillator, putting in a higher low. That is a divergence between the price and the oscillator. That is how it gets the name of divergence, okay? So you have that divergence in price, the two lows, and then the two highs. Now, oftentimes it can be, sometimes it is a an early signal of a reversal. So even if you were to get something like this, you might actually still put in one more low before you get the true reversal. So you've got to be careful with that. Now, I would say that happens more often on lower time frames than on higher time frames. Just the higher time frames tend to play out a little bit better, pretty much across the board with any indicator. 4 hour is pretty much like the sweet spot, with your 15-minute being your entry time frame, and just doing swing trades. And I think that's what most people should do, honestly. Most of the people watching this stream should do swing trades. In my opinion, not financial advice, you do you, but the scalp game is it's different. It's a different beast. You have to pay more attention. You have to be active in the charts as price is moving. Whereas swing trades, you can kind of just like hold on to them, and just, if they play out, they play out. If they don't, they don't. I mean, that's the same with scalping too. It's just you six one way, half of a dozen the other. You know, what gives you your thrills? Bearish divergence. That's when you put in a lower high on your price and a higher high on your oscillator. Now, I failed to mention when I was going over the bullish scenario that there's another type, and that is called a hidden divergence. In this instance, this would be a hidden bearish divergence, and that is when price puts in a higher high, but your oscillator puts in a lower high. Actually, this might be the standard, and the other one might be it doesn't really matter. It's a bearish divergence. That's all I really care about. Forget the names. Also, little uncommon factoid. If your oscillator is flat, it's kind of, or actually, I should draw this out a little better. Okay. Thanks for calling me out. But if you put in like a double top on your oscillator, but your price put in a higher high, and you come down and you break the low, good indication that this was a bearish divergence as well. So if this comes higher than this high over here, then the momentum is still favoring the trend. Okay. But so what's happening with a divergence, especially one like this, where you have price coming in higher, but then the momentum, price coming in higher, but the momentum doesn't follow along, that's pretty much your indicators that price is going to come down. It's showing that you're seeing weakness in the buyers in the market. So price is moving to the upside, but the momentum, and even like this is where like money flow would come in. Your money flow is starting to come out and starting to turn more bearish, and your momentum isn't as strong on this push up. So it's basically saying, hey, this new high is fool's gold, and market makers going to trap buyers at this higher price. Now, you always want to wait for a confirmation. For me, it's the break of the low, of the most recent swing low. And I want to see it with it's called inducement in smart money concepts. But essentially, I want to see a strong move that creates like a fair value gap on the break. And then I will use that fair value gap as my entry for the short. So that's divergences in a nutshell. Everything that I just said for the bearish is the exact same, except reversed, inverted for bullish. Okay. What's going on? Hola, French Toaster. What's going on, my guy? How you doing, my friend? Thank you for being here. Retro Mike Tech. Hey, hey, hey. What's going on? Thank you, French Toaster. Wait. I gotta look. Oh, look who I'm playing this week. Hmm. I hope I win. I'm projected to win. League. Where's my... Okay, here we go. Okay, I did get a win. That means I beat French Toaster. Yeah, you beat me, bro. Yep, I got my first win on the season, finally. My goodness. This league is tough, man. 12 team league. Oof, it's brutal. What's going on, all set? Thank you for being here. As always, Boston sucks. I don't know why I said that after I said all set, but I just read Boston sucks. So, yeah. Oh, Toaster is a Boston fan? No. Dang, sorry. GG's Lunar. Yeah, good game. You'll get him in the next one. Right? All right, so anyways, bullish divergence on the 4 hour, okay? So that could be an early signal for continuation or for reversal rather. But Bitcoin's got to do some work. We got to clear 113,350, okay? We got to clear that high to help solidify the divergence. Otherwise, it's a fake out and we're coming lower. I am still in the camp that we are going lower. And I can see this order block at $109,250 being a target, if not a little bit into the order block, okay? But that being the top side of the target there. So I would like to, I'm still thinking one more push down before we can potentially get a reversal. But for right now, I mean, we're pretty weak. Now, a lot of people will be saying, if they're looking at an RSI or any kind of oscillating indicator, they'll be saying, okay, we're oversold, so that means it's time to buy. No, absolutely not. Not at all. This is an early signal. You're really not supposed to buy until you get above the 50 because that is showing strength. So anytime you look at an oscillator that's got a 50, a 100, and a 0, or a middle line and a top side and a bottom side, and you have an oscillator going through it, and you have what's called an overbought and oversold areas, if you are above the 50, that shows strength. That means you're favoring longs. If you are below the 50, that is showing weakness. You're favoring shorts. So right now, we are below the 50. This is on the 4 hour as well. But you can go and look at your charts. Go down the time frames and just check it. But you can see right here, we did get a bullish divergence right here. We broke the 50 here, okay, on this candle. That kind of gave us the confirmation that we could be moving to the upside. Then you get the pullback. This is where you look for your entry. You stay above the 50 on the pullback. Okay, pretty big wick down. However, if I can get into this real quick. However, wait, where was I? Oh, right here. So pretty big wick on that candle, but this really didn't move down too much on your oscillator. Was this big wick? As a matter of fact, it closed bullish. So you break the 50 here, okay, and then you get a pullback here. and then you close up. I wonder what, let me circle this because I want to see the price action within this candle. So let's just say, okay, we got the push down here. Okay. So we get the break, we get the close above. Okay. We get a fair value gap. We also have an order block down here. Okay. So that's going to act as a strong level just in general. Whenever you have a fair value gap right next to an order block or a fair value gap inside of an order block, those tend to be strong levels for reactions in price. So we see the pullback here. So I want to go into this candle. So we have already gotten our confirmation on the 4 hour. Now we're looking for an entry on the 15-minute. Try and find it. And you want to enter on the pullback itself. So you see this giant pullback here. Where does it get down to? An old fair value gap. This is a 15-minute fair value gap. This is actually an inverted fair value gap. And this whole little thing right here is an order block. So once you get the push down inside of it and a rapid push back to the upside, then I will start looking for, then I'll look for my entry. So you come down into the order block and then you push off. And then what happens when you do that push off? You create a fair value gap right here. Okay, so you have these three candles. They create the fair value gap. Let me change the color of this so we can see this a little better. Let's just do blue. There we go. All right, so we've got then on the next candle, we get a dip into that fair value gap. So for me, I am personally placing an entry at the top of the fair value gap and a stop below the low. And I am trying to catch a 2-to-1, 3-to-1, or take out the highs. That's a nice 1.93 to 1. So I want to extend that to at least a 2, and then just go from there. I mean, and that's a nice little 1.56% trade. It's not bad. Give yourself room, okay? Give your trades room. Especially if you are a beginner and not just an absolute sniper yet. One day. You can get there as long as you continue to get on the board and ride the waves. You feel me? Sorry. I should have hit the mute button. LBC, we like to play the game keep away from red boxes of death. Yeah? Mm-hmm. The only problem is you can't stay away from them because they are red boxes of death. And guess what? Death is inevitable. It's just the truth. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Or good news, depending on where you're at in life. I shouldn't say stuff like that. That's insensitive. That's very insensitive. Oh God, cancel me already. Too edgy. Can't be doing the too edgy of humor. That's my bad. Also have a bullish divergence here on the 15 minutes, so that's okay. And getting above that 50 level, now it's cracked back below it, so it's not showing a whole lot of strength just yet. I still need to see us get above these highs in order to really turn this around. Bless you, typing, doing something else. Thank you. The bearer of bad news. Yes. Y'all are great. Thank you. Thank you. Hopefully you didn't see all that. I tried to get out of the frame. So yeah, just looking good here on Bitcoin. Anyways, I say looking good, but not really. I mean, there's no clear direction, so I don't know what you want me to tell you guys. It's blah right now. Like I need to see strength or super weakness, and I see neither at the moment. It's just kind of sideways and blah. So there you go. All right. I was saying how long I could hold it. Anyways, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Let's see. So buy or sell? Yes, actually. Look, if I'm for me it's always a buy. Personally, I'm just always buying when it comes to spot bags, of which I have very few, because the risk in this space, and a lot of stuff already made some gains and already taken profit and already did stuff with that money. So I'm just kind of chilling, actually, and kind of rebuilding. Is it best to buy spot all the way down? Ooh, no. Also, depends on the asset. Really depends on the asset. I don't, kind of a rule of thumb for me is to not buy when price is falling. It's hard to do because we are conditioned to buy things at a discount. However, when it comes to trading, whether it's stocks or crypto, if you are buying, you really want to be buying when you see strength in the market. You don't really want to be buying when there's weakness, because here's the reality of the situation, okay? When you go to a store and you see something on discount, you want to buy that because it's on a discount. So why not? Why wouldn't you? It's a smart decision, right? You don't want to buy something that might increase in price unless it is an asset. But you want to see that strength. So we are conditioned to buy things at a discount. Oh yeah, this is the reality. That's what I was, okay. Here's the reality of the situation. Any asset can, well, not any, most assets can go to zero. A company can go out of business. A crypto can get rugged. And that is the reality of the situation. And that is why you don't want to buy, in my opinion, not financial advice, you don't want to buy weakness, because it could keep going down. So you would rather buy strength when you see the price is moving to the upside consistently. Okay, we are showing that, for one, retail is interested. For two, there's a lot of money in this market. Three, we're seeing a lot of hype around this thing. Like, why do you want to buy something that is falling in price and continue to put your money in it and continue to see your money? Also, excuse me, also think about the psychological effects of that. Think about how that damages your psyche. Think about your mindset when you just continue to put money into something and it just continues to lose value. You're not going to have good days. You're going to have bad days because you are human and you expect this stuff to go up for months and months and months, and then it never happens. You start to get a little bit of a rally, and you start to see your portfolio get closer and closer to break even. And then it all comes falling down again. And this happens all the time, probably with most people. And if you are going to be an active trader, it's just a good rule of thumb to never add to a losing trade. So, no, personally, I do not recommend buying on the way down. Ever. That's just me. Other people might do something different. But that's not something that I personally like to do. I've been burned too many times. And I'm just trying to help you from seeing the same fate. It's not really fate because I'm better now, but trying to, just steer you clear, okay? Trying to give you my experience, my takes from my experience to help keep you and your capital as safe as possible. So, how do you buy the dip if you don't like buying on the way down? I don't ever say buy the dip. I'm sure I've said it before, but yeah. Do you buy the dip? No. Kelly, is it a descending channel? You bearish? All set. Sip tight. We got time before the dump. We'll check again at 12 a.m. See, there you go. Is it best to buy spot all the way down? All the way down. Definitely not all the way down. Playing it safe. I feel like this was a weak BTC pump and we'll retest 108K. Love you guys. Love you too. French Toaster. Thank you for being here. It's math, not magic. Thank you, Alexander G. Yes, absolutely. Pointing out the shirt. It's math, not magic. How do you buy the dip if you don't like buying on the way down? You don't. You don't. Now, this is all relative, of course. Of course. Like, what has price been doing lately? What has it been doing? What is the asset? If you're asking me buy all the way down, I don't really like it. I'm not going to buy on the way down. It's just not going to happen. I'll buy off of a bounce first. I will buy off a bounce on a pullback. That's when I'll buy in. Lower time frame, of course. This is the daily. That's when I'll buy in. If it came down to a key level and it closed above the key level on the daily chart, then I would go down to the 4-hour and I would see how we looking. So that's just me. Still getting burned. That's why I left a group last year. I needed chart and economic knowledge, not what worked last cycle. Yeah, so, and that's what, like last cycle for me, it was simple as buying something that was pumping, jumping in, and literally jumping out like hours later, up dozens of percentages in profit. Like, because I bought strength. But I also was aware enough to sell. So there's that too. So it's difficult to not want to buy something that is dropping in price. It is also difficult to sell something that is going up in price. So Yeah, it's all up to you. How do you want to treat yourself? Do you want to hope and pray that the asset that you picked out is a winner? Or do you want it to already be winning and make some money off of it when you already know it's a winner? You know, it's kind of like betting on a horse that you know that's in the lead, right? It's in the lead. But you want to buy the last one because it's got better better odds, like as far as, or better reward to the risk. Okay. All right. So this horse is galloping along majestically in front of the pack. No, this one's back here. It's got better risk to reward, not risk to reward. It's got a better return, potentially, maybe, possibly, but it's in the back of the pack. Yeah, let me put my money on that one because, I'd rather take that giant risk instead of taking this more sure bet. Doesn't make sense to me, personally. That's just me. What's going on, JR? Thank you for being here. Hopium is the RMT strategy. Hopium? Yeah, and see, hopium is buying into something that's going down and hoping that it'll go back up. Okay. Name the asset that you have bought that is still not in profit. I'm sure you can list one. All right. 38 minutes in. I've gone over exactly one chart. Is that thunder? Right, so I might need to check the weather here for 1 second. All right, so we've got the NASDAQ. Let's see, the daily. We got is that bearish engulfing on the NASDAQ. Let's go to the 4-hour. Now, is the NASDAQ going to top out and is money going to flow into Bitcoin? Maybe. Or is it going to fake people out and reverse back to the upside? Have not broken and closed below this low at 24,746. So I'd say it's still holding up. Bam, bam. There you go. So it's still holding this high over here. So it's still okay. It's still okay. Let's go to the 1 hour. Okay, so you drop through, you come back up, you come back down, and you're getting a bounce off of that level. I'd be careful about this. I'd be kind of worried that this might come up here into this imbalance and then reverse down. So I definitely want to see it get back above the top side of that fair value gap at 24,915. If it can do that, then I think we'll still be okay over in crypto world. It's looking about the same for the S&P 500. Don't know what just happened there. Well, that's a failed back test if I've ever seen one. Ooh. S&P, what are you doing to me? That doesn't look good, but if it can come back up and reclaim, then it'll be okay. It's a big if. We'll see. The Russell continues to put in a new all-time high. Ooh, swing failure today. Okay, so it put in a new all-time high, but then it went straight back down. Okay. Have not looked at this. Created a fair value gap on this push down that did get a close. Did not close below this low yet. Okay. Ooh. All right, so we need to get a bounce here from the Russell 2000. I don't know, man. Everything just looks kind of weak right now. I think we might still be holding off till October. Total 2, weak. Total 3, weak. Just not looking good at all. Don't like it. Now until 11:45, flash flood warning. Sorry, but I do have a family, and I do have to make sure that we are safe, okay? Good golly. That's a nice storm you got there. Nice storm passing on through West Tennessee, Southwest Tennessee. I'm somewhere here. I won't point out exactly where, but I'm somewhere here. I'll just say that this red is hitting me right now, okay? That's all I'll say. This looks like heavy rain. I got to get this back over here. Heavy rain, some lightning, maybe even a little bit of hail, but nothing too crazy, thankfully. What's going on, J-Vi? Thank you for being here, showing up and showing out. LMAO failed. I miss storms like that. Yes, I will probably be able to sleep well tonight because of it. All right, USDT dominance continuing to consolidate at the highs, putting in some relatively equal low or highs rather, which means it's probably going to see more upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know we were going over that last night, and but we do have these equal lows down here, so it's not completely over. As a matter of fact, this is what I'm going to go ahead and put an alert right here, okay? Because if we can get a sweep of these equal highs at the same time that Bitcoin is coming down to this order block, if they're doing it at the same time and we see a rejection, we see a bounce on Bitcoin off of that, USDT, we see a rejection from this high, then we can start to get back into thinking about longs. We do have the equal lows down here, so I would expect for those to want to get visited. If that is the case, then we are looking at going into October pretty bullish. Then October, since it is known to be pretty bullish, so we go into October being bullish, okay? I know it's weird because it's USDT and it's upside down. Get a pullback of some kind of ABC pullback, and then continue that trend down for the remainder of October. This is what I want to see on the USDT dominance. Come down for that low, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, I will be looking for that USDT dominance to get those highs to get taken out on USDT dominance for Bitcoin to continue the move to the downside. But if they are hitting those levels at the exact same time and they are both rejecting those levels at the same time, then that will be a pretty strong signal that we are reversing and ready for that next move to the upside. So patience as always. And yeah, patience. Litecoin came down, swept the low. Point of control. Actually, let me extend this. Bring in recent price action. Yeah, look at that. Point of control shifted down. Shifted down. All right. Getting a bounce off the value area low. I would watch for a potential rejection at the point of control. Now, just because Bitcoin is going to move down, that doesn't mean we can't see some alts have a move up. And then, like, we could see we could see a general move to the upside tomorrow. But I would expect to see a reversal on Bitcoin and altcoins. With that said, though, just because Bitcoin is coming down lower, well, I mean, technically, hold on. I mean, it wouldn't be putting in a new low if it came down and bounced off of the order block. So, hello, go back. Thank you. So these don't have to put in a new low either. You know, I would almost consider, I mean, if it did something like that, I don't know that it's going to do that, but that'd be very interesting if it did. All right, let's see. What do we have here? Getting a bounce off the value area low. That point of control is going to be resistant. So you want to get above 113.64. Get a daily candle above that. Get a daily candle above that. Close above that. And we can start talking about continuation to the upside. But yeah. Another reason, guys, why buying on the way down just isn't worth it, there's no reason to it, is oh, you're not really going to miss out on too many gains, okay? You're just not. So, I don't know. It's up to you. It's up to you how much risk you're willing to take. If you have conviction in an asset, you've done your research, you know the community's strong, you know it's a really good project at the very least, or you know it's got a bunch of business partnerships and it has real world use, not necessarily real world asset, just saying real world usage, utility, a use case, and isn't just some meme coin, then, I mean, maybe you would just consider buying it, but you still want to see it have high time frame strength, in my opinion. Like, I don't like buying stuff when it's just absolutely bottomed out, because I just don't know if I can't say that for sure that like that is going to turn around. It might be bottomed out because the developers are fleeing the project, for all I know. I mean, it might be easy to find out, but I'm just saying, just be safe. It's your money ultimately that you are putting at risk. So it is, of course, your decision what you do with that money. I'm just trying to help the best way that I know I possibly can. So, and what's worked for me personally. So, pray for RMT House. Wait, what? Kelly, we get tornadoes without hail. I lost my house in a microburst. The rain hit after the wind said bye-byes to my house. Oh, wow. When was that? Yeah, we had a little bit of thing here in the Mid-South called Hurricane Dixie. This was like, I don't know, 20-something years ago. And it was just straight line winds. And it looked like a freaking tornado just tore up the city. Like, and it was just straight line winds. It was crazy. But yeah, you got to be crazy with all the winds. All the winds. This is actually, kind of like the way this is looking. I like it better than how Bitcoin looks. I am on the 3 hour, so that's kind of weird. I mean, either way, I would still want to see some follow through. I want to see some continuation to the upside. I was wondering why it wasn't loading. Probably because it's storming. All right, so Kelly did mention Ichimoku Cloud in the Discord, so I wanted to kind of throw that up and go over that. Now, the strategies that I have seen online, this is a funky looking Ichimoku. Oh, it's because there's no cloud? Wait, what's going on here? Why do I feel like I don't really use it, so I don't know which one's a good one. This one, 17.6 thousand clicks. Yeah, see, I can't just, okay, this wasn't what I thought it was, to be perfectly honest. What was I thinking of? I think I was thinking of Super Trend. Yeah, I don't use Ichimoku, so I honestly don't know anything about it. Sorry. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know people use it. I know it can be effective if you understand it and you know what it's doing. But that's the case with pretty much most indicators. So I mean, as long as you can figure out a strategy for it, I mean, there's a strategy for almost everything. Okay. But I was thinking specifically of a super trend indicator. I think it's this one. Nope. Was it one word? I think that's the one. Yeah, there we go. So here's your super trend indicator. We're on the 4 hour. Now, when you use a super trend indicator, I need to go to a clean chart. LTC USDT.P. Bybit. All right, so you usually want to pair this with something else like an ATR. That's your average true range. Oh wait, is it an AT? It's an ATR something. Bands. It's not a band stop loss indicator plus stop loss indicator. I'm just curious on that. No, nothing. Okay, cool. You suck. ATR. Look at this super trend ATR with trailing stop. It's got that. They've done built their own strategy with it. Look at that. Let's see how this hits. So typically you want to wait for price to get below the red line here. Get a close there. Then technically you would enter and you would put your stop here at the red line or at the sell signal, and then you would just do a 2-to-1, 3-to-1, or aim for some kind of level over here. It's typically how you would use this. Now, this is a 4 hour, and we've been pretty choppy. Not a whole lot of trend, really. So it's just not going to be as effective when you're not in a trend. So you get to buy, you get above the blue here, You get a pullback to the blue. That's when you could enter. And then you would just use the super trend as your trailing stop, which doesn't get hit until up here. So if we just entered on this pullback, we'll just do that. Put our stop at the buy, come up to here. We've got 15.45% gain on a basically a 2.5 to 1. It's not too bad, but if you follow this thing right here, then once you get up to this point, your stop loss is at break. It's above break even, because if you're trailing it, using this as a trailing stop, then you're golden. You are golden. Sell signal. See, I would really want to really get into it before I go in any further into trying to decipher that indicator. Yeah, I think that's. Ooh, wait, is this a? It's actually kind of bearish. Fall through. This high came in lower than this high. That's typically not a good sign. Get a push back up. And I would be very interested in seeing what it does in this general zone over here. Sorry. I should be more professional. It might not even get up there. Let's see, fixed range volume profile, pull that across, point of control right there. We did see that on the other one. Let's go from this high. Okay, so it's about the same area, but you got the value area low here. So I would just be looking for a potential rejection of this level here between 109.75 and 113.50. Looking for a rejection there. Let's see, let's pull this back across. I'm not much of a pattern trader, but I do like specific patterns, and one of those is head and shoulders patterns. Now, I might play this one a little bit more conservative, as in take it from, now this would be the swing high up in here, and that would come down into this consolidation range over here. So yeah, I would look for a potential move up and a rejection down. Then you're looking for got to get my 2 to 1. Pretty much would want this to go a little bit higher, please, before you roll over. That would be great. Yeah, I don't really like that. Did you say descending triangle? Or not descending, what did you say? Descending channel? I don't know, you said it a long time ago, and I don't think I can find it now. Happy Tuesday was gaming. What's going on, maybe a bandage? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Oh, sorry, Florida is beautiful, but I couldn't handle that. Lived there for a year in 2013. Luckily, it was a calm year. I'm going to assume that you are talking about hurricanes. Oh, snap, it's 10? Jeez Louise. Yeah, Chart Prime has a good one, LBC. What's that? Super Trend is cool. Yeah. Yeah, ATR is for stop loss placement. Yeah. What's good, man? What's good, fam? Sorry, we are storm talking. That's all good. It's all good, eh? Now typically on a triangle, you have, oh, that gets right down to that too. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. All right, let's pull a fib. Let's go from low to high. Okay, getting a bounce at the 50. Let's make sure we're... There we go. Yeah, getting a bounce at the 50. But we've got, look, that level is right there at the golden pocket too. So let's pull a fixed range volume profile for all of this. Do have a value area low down here, but we do have volume here at 96. And we'll say $97. Now, if you break 97, then you'll probably fall down here to 87. So those are the downside levels for Litecoin. The upside level is $1,000. I said it. 10x for Litecoin. Don't be shocked. I'm telling you, tokenomics is a thing. And LTC has a cap supply, okay? I can't follow any more indicators trying to remove some. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you don't have to, but I do want to get more into indicators just to help others with them, and see if I can't, like, that's why I was asked. So I requested content ideas in the Discord. So please, do you guys think I should create a channel specifically for content ideas, suggestions, requests? You tell me. Do you think I should do that? Do you think I should just create a whole channel for it, for suggestions? Because I just want to go over indicators, just kind of give my general thoughts, and you know, see how effective that I think that those indicators could be, that's the ones that you're looking for, and maybe even try to find strategies for each specific indicator. And doing that would help myself as well, you know, not gonna lie. It would help me too, because it would give me more exposure to more things, different ideas, and different ways of potentially trading these markets. So yeah. Wow, 200% Lunar. Thank you. Yeah, I really want to have a focus on the community, what you guys want, because Lunar Beaches Crypto isn't just, it's not really me. I didn't create Lunar Beaches Crypto for people to call me Lunar Beach. Now, I don't mind it. It's awesome. I appreciate it, but that's a reason why, like, in the Discord, I go by David. I don't go by Lunar Beaches Crypto. Now, if I'm in other people's Discords, I go by Lunar Beaches Crypto because that's what people know me as. But the original idea was just, hey, when we go, you know, when everything pops off and we make our millions of dollars, I'll see you at the champagne parties on the beaches of the moon. And so that's kind of how it grew from there. You know, it kind of grew from there, the idea. You know, it's more of a place. It's more where your friends are, your crypto family, or trading family, what have you. It's where everybody goes to party when we've all made it. So it's a place, it's a destination, it's a goal. And, you know, that's the idea behind Lunar Beaches Crypto. And it's always been about the community and helping each other out. So if you guys could help me out and creating some new content, I would greatly appreciate that. And but yeah, and also riding the waves, ride the waves isn't just about, you know, riding the price up or down. It's also about your psychology, riding the emotional waves that you have to go through when you are a trader, and the learning curve, the learning waves. I didn't even mention that in the Discord post, and having to fight the undertow, the stuff that just pulls you in, having to fight that off, staying grounded, staying balanced, staying disciplined. That discipline, getting back on the board over and over and over again until you finally catch that wave, and just never giving up. But also having that little strap that goes on your foot so that you don't lose your board. That's your stop loss. And so I always thought that the whole theme pretty much encapsulates it all. And very happy that the community has grown, and it's only getting bigger, and will only continue to get bigger as long as you guys continue to show up and support the channel and support me and support each other, which is probably the most important part, because that's how you get more people in. It's just being kind, respectful, caring, being there for each other, and staying humble and being grateful, and yeah, and having a fire to learn and to be better each and every single day. So that's the type of impact that I want to have, and hopefully I will have that. I will be able to provide that in the years ahead of us. One way or another, that's what I'm going to try to do. So thank you all for joining me this evening. I do appreciate each and every single last one of you, as always. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button on the way out. If you're new, hitting that subscribe and hitting that little alert icon so you can be notified when we create new content and when we go live. So I do appreciate all of you, and I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep, and I will catch you all tomorrow. Mad love. God bless. Peace out. Ride the waves. Wait, I gotta find the right song. What are you doing to me, bro? Oh my gosh. I love you guys. Good night.
Mod queen, mod boss, hold the line. Alexandra, kick your G, power redefined. Melissa, water, love, kindness in the storm. J, Rizzle strikes, crypto artist born. Duality, see, not of this world. Alien truths in the waves unfurled. Jesus saves, blessings light the path. Heart throws the horns, thunder in the blast. Maybe a band-aid, rhythm breaks the cage. All set, grinding, eat the charge with rage. Kelly the caliphate stomps through the hate. Together we rise, together we shake. We wave rise, we ride or we fall. Wave rise, united we come through fire, through shadows we'll always remain. Ride on the wave, let it carry our name. In midnight echoes neon in the sky. Future in our veins, we were born to defy. Silent in the build, then the break comes loud. Wave riders forever, we stand unbowed. Legends on the crest never fade away. Crypto tide rising, we seize the day. Deep in the current, we bend but don't break. Together we rise, together we quake. We wave riders, we ride or we fall. Wave riders, united we conquer fire. The shadows will always remain. Ride on the wave, let it carry our name. We wave riders, wave rider we fall. Wave riders, united we conquer fire. The shadows will always remain. Ride on the wave, let it carry our name. Wave riders, our names in the tide, forever alive. Wave riders.